until his 4th birthday, James Henry Trotter had a happy life, living peacefully with his mother and father in a beautiful house by the sea. It was the perfect life for a small boy. Then, one day, James's mother and father suddenly got eaten up by an enormous rhinoceros! Now, this was a rather nasty experience for 2 parents, but their problems were over in a jiffy. They were dead and gone in 35 seconds flat. For James, on the other hand, well, he was still very much alive and had to be sent away to live with his Aunt Sponge and Aunt Spiker. James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. Aunt Sponge was enormously fat and very short, while Aunt Spiker, on the other hand, was very tall and bony. She was selfish, lazy, and cruel, and they would beat him for no reason at all. One day, James, Aunt Sponge, and Aunt Spiker were out in the garden. James had been put to work as usual. This time he was chopping wood for the kitchen stove. The heat was terrible. His arm was aching. He was sweating all over. Ew. James stopped working, overwhelmed with his unhappiness. Stop that immediately, you lazy little brute! Aunt Spiker, I feel so hot and awful and lonely. Why, I ought to beat him. I certainly will. Oh, if it's too hot, I shall beat you later on in the day. Now get out of my sight. Come close to me, little boy, and I will show you something wonderful. See this little bag here? There's more power and magic in these magical green things than the whole world put together. Here, take it. It's yours. All you have to do is eat them. And then, marvelous things will happen to you, and you will always, you'll never be miserable again for the rest of your life. You are miserable, aren't you? Good! Now, don't let these green things get away from you either. The first person they get to is the one who gets the full power of their magic. Be it bug, insect, tree, fruit. Do you see the foreshadow? Well, now's the time. Off you go. Hurry, hurry, hurry. James ran off as fast as he could go. The spread slipped. He fell flat on his face in the grass. The paper bag hit the ground and the green things scattered in thousands of directions. Where did they go? Where did they go? Get up at once, you lazy little beast. Go over there. Go over there and finish chopping up those logs. Oh, all hope of a happier life is gone completely now. Today and tomorrow and the next day and all the other days will be filled with nothing but punishment and pain, sorrow and despair. Look, Sponge, look! What is it? It's a peach, can't you see it?
That's impossible. That tree never has any peaches on it.
There's one on it now!
There really is a peach up there.
Sponge, look, it's growing! In half a moment, the peach had grown to be the size of a large pumpkin. A moment after that, it had grown to be as large and round as Aunt Sponge herself. Ew. Finally, it had grown to be as tall and wide as a small house. While Aunt Sponge and Aunt Spiker went to the kitchen to get their forks, knives, pickaxes, and chainsaws, well, James did some exploring. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my whole life. It's fuzzy. Oh well.
Look who's here. We've been waiting for you.
Gasp! Giant bugs!
What's the matter with you? You look positively ill.
You mustn't be afraid of us. You're one of us now, didn't you know that? We wouldn't dream of harming you. Oh. Well, what are your names?
Mr. Grasshopper. I'm a musician.
Miss Spider, nice to meet you.
I'm the earthworm.
And I'm Centipede. I'm a pest.
You have a lot of boots.
I have a lot of feet. 100 to be exact. There he goes again, telling lies about his legs. He's only got 42. Poor fellow. Earthworm doesn't have any legs.
Well, it's very nice to meet you all. How did you get to be so big?
Well, I was messing around in the garden today, and this funny little green thing wriggled past my nose.
It was extraordinarily beautiful.
So I ate it.
Well, I know what that green thing was.
Yes, it happened to all of us, actually.
Well, now that you're here, we're off.
We're off. We're about to depart forever from the top of this ghastly hill that we've been living on for so long. We're going to roll away forever in this giant peach to a land of... Exactly. Now, the only thing that's been keeping this peach from rolling away is the thick stem attaching it to the tree. Break the stem and off we go.
I broke the stem. Off we go.
After a violent roll down the hill, through the village, and over the cliffs, the peach fell down, and hit the water with a colossal splash. A moment later, they were out on top of the peach, analyzing their situation.
What happened? Where are we?
We're in the middle of the sea.
We're doomed. Every one of us is about to perish. I may be blind, you know, but that much I can see quite clearly.
Oh no, I don't know how to swim.
I can swim.
But you don't need to swim. We're floating beautifully.
Oh.
Hey, what's that funny black thing gliding through the water over there? There are lots of them.
They're sharks! I bet you anything you like that they're sharks and they've come along to eat us up!
What absolute rot. I'm sure they've just come along to say hello.
Oh, all hope of a happier life has gone completely now. Again! They'll eat the entire peach and then start on us. Is there nothing we can do, James?
Oh, come on. There must be something we can do.
Well, I do have this one idea. First and then, oh, I forgot. We don't have any string. We need hundreds of yards of string to make this work. I am a spider. Well, that's convenient. In that case, I'll lift the peach clear out of the water.
How are you going to do that? Skyhooks, you're crazy.
No, seagulls. There are honey of them up there. Look,
I didn't notice those before. How convenient.
I'll tie seagulls one by one, to the stem of the peach, and they will fly gently into the air.
How on earth do you expect to get a loop of string around a seagull's neck? Are you going to fly up there yourself and do it?
Leave that to me.
502 seagulls later, the peach rose out of the water and into the heavens.
Yay! We're flying! Isn't this peachy? Oh,
Look, there's a giant ship down there. Looks pretty big.
I wonder if they can see us. Hello? Hello?
Meanwhile, on the ship below,
Do you see that? I don't like it. Neither do I. It, could be dangerous. Dangerous? Like a secret weapon? Call the Navy! Call the Queen! Call my lawyer! Give me my telescope. Now, that's funny. There are people on top of it. There's a little boy in funny trousers. And there's how do I say this? Giant bugs! You're just kidding, right? No, there's a giant centipede and an earthworm and a...
Captain, please.
And there's a spider and a grasshopper and a...
Oh dear, the pirate's been at the root beer again. Call the ship's doctor, our captain is not well. James and the giant peach continued to fly through the air and into the night. When morning light finally came, the centipede shouted,
Look, there's land below!
Wow, I've never seen such tall buildings in England before. I wonder where we are. I know what those buildings are. They're skyscrapers, so this must be America!
America? I've always dreamed of going to America. I had this friend once who cares about your friend? The thing we have to worry about now is how on earth are we going to get down to earth?
Well, that's easy. We just have to cut seagulls one by one from the stem of the peach. But not too many, or else we'll go splat. Oh, that'd be bad.
Meanwhile, on the ground below,
It's a bomb! I just know it! No, there are things on top of it. That's funny. They're so far away they look like little bugs.
I bet they got space guns!
Don't be afraid of us, please.
What about the others next to you? Are they dangerous?
No, they're the nicest creatures in the world. Let me introduce them to you.
and thus the journey ended. But the travelers lived on to live happy and rich lives in the new country. The centipede became a high-class vice president of a boot and shoe manufacturing company. The earthworm, whose life had been drastically changed by the experience, became a motivational speaker for the pessimistic and fearful. The spider became a freelance photographer for the local paper and fought crime on the side. Mr. Grasshopper moved to Nashville, found a very comfortable street corner, and played his guitar. As for the giant peach, all the finest chefs in the land came and turned it into peach tarts, peach cobbler, and a low-fat, no-calorie diet peach cake. It didn't taste very good, but it was quite a sight to see. And as for the giant peach stone, it was set up in a permanent place of honor in Central Park as a famous monument, house, thing. And in this famous house was a famous person, James Henry Trotter himself. And every day, hundreds of children from near and far and near came to see James in the large peach. And James Henry Trotter, who had been the saddest boy you could ever find, now had all the friends and playmates in the world.